You know what nobody talks about? How absolutely savage the good guys are in Lord of the Rings. We celebrate Legolas, Gimli, Aragorn, but if you actually stop and watch what they do to orcs, it's genuinely horrifying. I'm talking physics-defying brutality that would make a horror movie director blush. And here's the thing. Tolkien knew exactly what he was doing. These aren't just cool action scenes. There's actually a deeper reason why these deaths are so visceral, and it's connected to something most fans completely miss about Middle-earth's entire moral framework.
Let's start with the elephant in the room. Or should I say, the Oliphant. Legolas taking down that massive war beast at Pelennor Fields sounds epic until you realize what actually happened to the orcs riding it. When that creature collapses, we're talking about dozens of soldiers experiencing a fall equivalent to a 10-story building toppling sideways. The G-forces alone would liquefy internal organs before they even hit the ground. But that's not the brutal part. The brutal part is what Legolas does before that. He's essentially parkour murdering his way up a moving skyscraper while, and this is important, every arrow he fires is a guaranteed kill shot. No warning shots, no wounding. These are deliberate, instant death projectiles fired while doing acrobatics. The guy's essentially a serial killer with elf privilege, and we cheer because, well, orcs are evil, right? Which brings us to the uncomfortable question. Are they, though? Here's where it gets interesting. Tolkien actually struggled with this his entire life. In his letters, he expressed genuine regret about creating an irredeemably evil race because it contradicted his Catholic beliefs about free will and redemption. He even started writing notes for a story where orcs weren't inherently evil. They were just corrupted and enslaved. But that version never made it to publication. So we're left with this moral paradox where slaughtering thousands of thinking, speaking beings is presented as heroic. Now let's talk about Gimli's body count at Helm's Deep, because the dwarf elf competition isn't charming, it's a casualty scoreboard. 43 confirmed kills. 43 families that don't exist anymore in orc society, assuming orcs even have that. And the method matters. Gimli uses axes, which means blunt force trauma and dismemberment. We're not talking clean deaths. We're talking about the kind of violence that would require a battlefield cleanup crew with therapy sessions. But the most brutal death? It's not even close. It's Lurtz, the Orc that kills Boromir, not because of how he dies, but because of what it represents. Aragorn decapitates him in a moment of pure rage, which is the only time in the entire trilogy we see Aragorn completely lose his composure and essentially execute someone who's already defeated. That moment reveals the truth. Even the noblest heroes become monsters when pushed far enough. And maybe that's Tolkien's actual point. The brutality isn't a bug, it's a feature. War doesn't have good guys and bad guys. It just has guys doing increasingly terrible things until someone wins.